With that, let's welcome Miles McGinnis.
Thanks. Does anybody have a free lot program in their community? All right, a free lot program.
It's not really, we have lots, and if you want to build a house, we'd probably give you one.
Okay.
I think that's a lot of communities.
Really?
Central City has a free lot program where we take dilapidated homes. We actually have a list of 50 most wanted, and we, if they come under $10,000 or they want to donate them because they don't have their taxes, we, the community, accept them, tear them down, level the lot, and then put it in our free lot program. I'm going to run through pictures because it's early in the morning. If I know how to do this clicker. All right. So if you look on the left and then look on the right, everybody's got these houses in their town. This is my town, Central City. On the left, that's what we had. On the right is what we have, and now a brand new duplex. On the left, an old 100-year-old house, and now we have a brand new house. And what you don't notice is the house next to it in the white. That was almost as bad as the one on the left, but when we got the one on the right, the one came down. The house on the left was a burnt down house, sat on top of that thing for 8 years. They finally just gave it to us because they got paid taxes. What you see next is we took for a program. This was our introduction on Highway 14 from north to town. When you hit this and you saw this, like, why would you want to come to Central City? We tore the house down. The Boy Scouts made a park out of it. Again, if you walked in this house, you'd sink to the ground because there's no basement in it. But what we do is we tear the house down, we demolish it, we clear off the lot, and then we put it in our free lot program. And we don't care if you're going to build your own house, a spec house, or a rental house, because we want the house. And so what we do, we give it, and we make some limits of, you have to build a house. At this time, you have to build a value of at least $130,000, which is no problem nowadays. And we try to get them in 1 year. We take the second on the house, the second lease. We own the property. We keep the lien until the house is built, but we also take a second to the bank. And this does two things. It gives the investor, the buyer, less money to have into it, and it gives the bank some buy-in to give the loan. So our local banks have bought into this program because now they got the cost of the lot value. Even if this goes belly up, they're ahead of the game. Let's see. The lot, the banks like it. The results have been the neighborhood has had numerous homes, duplexes, and free lots. So far, I think we've done 39 teardowns given the program. I've had people call me from California and New York because they just search for free land, and that's what they see, and they say, we'll take it. And we say, no, you won't, because you don't even know about Central City. You come here, see which, we want to make sure they're going to buy it, build it, instead of doing that. The average value of infill housing, and this has probably changed a lot now, but $163,000. So you tear that house down, put a new value, instead of $10,000 on the tax roll, you got $160,000 on the tax roll. It makes a huge difference, and I tell you, the neighborhood comes up. An example of an investor. We gave him the lot, he builds a duplex. We now have 2 homes, he's got rental income. It's a win-win for the whole community. He built 2, he liked the first one so good. So the city bought this house, tore it down. It cost us $10,000 plus the demolition cost. Worth it to us. We also did it in a subdivision. This is one of the first subdivisions the city did. There's like 22 lots, 8 houses were built, and it sat empty for the rest of the 8 years. We took 13 of the lots, brand new lots, like this, sort of like you guys are doing in your town, building subdivisions. But I asked you yesterday, have you ever thought about giving it away to that? Sat undeveloped, we gave them away, built lots. It's now filled. The value in that area is over $2 million, and we have 13 new homes. It didn't cost us anything. We're losing because of the taxes. We already got it in there anyway. Another one was paving assessments. We used TIF to cover the 13 lots, and I know you're going to jump on this. And again, we had a 1,300 square foot, 100 taxable, and then all 13 were developed. Another one was Patterson Field, which is our old football field. The land sat vacant, unpaved streets, that sort of stuff. So we divided it up into 3 lots, and we expected 6 years of property to cover the cost. We got new houses. Here's your anatomy real quick because I got like 2 minutes. So the single block, the land costs $60,000. The paving costs $36,000, utility costs $25,000 to put the utilities into those houses. The total cost $121,000. 6 homes were built, an average $130,000, meaning taxes, you're bringing in about $2,800 in taxes. You divide that out, about $17,000 per year in TIF revenues, that's what we're bringing in. And so in a matter of, at 6% interest rate, which is way high now, in 9.5 years, those are all covered. So it costs nothing in that time to do it. That's how kind of TIF works. And the lots are given away at no cost, but we get both the houses, we keep our population, and we make room for other economic development. And then once the TIF is paid off, the taxes go to the community as a whole instead of just the TIF. This is just another picture. That one yesterday had, I told you about the guy that's building slab homes. Built 3. These are started at $165. These are now valued at $200. And got 1 minute left. I have more slides, but I'm not gonna. This city of us, what we did, we have an unofficial list of 50, our top 50. So we actually have an employee that goes around, determines the houses that are the worst shape in town, list them. If they come available for $10,000 or less, or we know they're dilapidated, or to the point where the owner doesn't want them, they're absentee owner, we go after those homes and we'll buy them and no questions asked and start that. That's pretty much it. I got a lot more to say, but I'm out of time. So.
More round of applause for that quick overview. Questions?
How do you find a house for under $10,000? Because even our dilapidated ones go for 30, 40. I mean, our really bad ones.
Do you have any that are sitting there where your owner is not there and they're just paying taxes? They maybe live in Pennsylvania? Talk to them. You want to get rid of it? It saves them money. They're just wasting money. So it's like, maybe they'll buy it, maybe they'll sell it. We've also started a program in the past 2 years where a vacant house, like we have those houses. So now we start assessing them for having a vacancy. So it starts at $250. After the next 3 months, it goes to $500. After that, it goes to $1,000. And what that does is it puts assessments or liens against the property enough to where it's going to build up, and at a time where the city will go ahead and call the lien on the property, and we will acquire the property that way. It may take a little time, but it's worth it.
Is that a Nebraska law that you can put that lien on it for vacancy? Because I've had people tell me that's illegal to do that.
We've done it, and another couple communities have done it, and we haven't had an issue. We're in a legal battle right now on another program we have about dilapidated houses, not that. We actually went, we gave them 30 days to bring it up to code. Day 31, it wasn't up to code, even though we put a new roof on it, the rest wasn't done. We tore it down the next day, and now we're battling. The city was happy to do that and go to court, because once that court case is finished, every detail that to be taken to court will be taken care of. Does that make sense? But the other guy is helping pay for it. So.
You said so 250, 500, 1,000. Is that year 1, year 2, year 3 that it's vacant?
It's
How does that work?
6 months, every 6 months if I remember right.
6 months.
Yep, it goes up. They get a letter, say you got this. We lose utilities, we lose a house to stay, we use the care for the house. The neighbors got to live with the raccoons crawling in and out, that sort of thing. So.
So what do you base the fact that it's vacant on? The fact that nobody living there, or the fact that like utilities are disconnected?
There are specific things like no one's living there. Being the city and we have the utilities, we know utilities are being used or even connected. Trees going out of the foundation, and one other thing I can't remember. Those are the 3 basic things.
I just got a quick question. This is kind of different. In flat, we have a lot of empty lots where a homeowner has maybe bought the house next to him and tore it down so they wouldn't have neighbors or whatever in housing developments. And then they pay, hardly anything in taxes. So there's absolutely no incentive for these people to want to sell these lots. Is there any way to tax those empty lots other than nothing?
Not that I know of. But you can.
Trip is going to be tackling that with utilities.
Okay.
So vacant lot has the utility hookups, but it's still costing the city money to maintain the
Yes.
system. So they're looking at going at it from that perspective to say, okay,
Yes.
you're gonna have to pay something in the utility system because you're still benefiting from it.
Yes.
Because you could put a house there tomorrow and
Yes.
we have to provide the utilities.
Yes.
We're doing that in Lemon too,
They're looking at it.
instead of the vacancy fee, but I still think we need to have that vacancy fee.
What was the process to get this put in place from the city standpoint? I mean, how did they get, I could just see some cities saying, no way can we do this stuff.
It goes back to, the hard part is for the city and the people who govern the city to understand that it is beneficial. You have that dilapidated Dorn house, the whole neighborhood's bad, you know, how do we clean it up? If the city takes the advantage, gives it away, the TIF project there, which is different, but it's the sort of same, it puts it back on the tax roll and we get a new house. Once they've seen that, okay, now you make sense. And once that first house goes up, even if it's a rental house, and now the neighbors go, it makes sense, and they're like, let's keep going. We've got this rolling, you know, and they're not. Most of the infill lots are not going to be the $350,000 house. You know, they're going to be the workforce house. I would, if you have a subdivision that's not filling, you know, I asked that question yesterday in Hound. Even Hastings, Nebraska, which built a whole huge new subdivision, would rather give you a brand new lot that costs them $35,000 to develop because they're going to get that $350,000 house. So either they sit on it and it costs them money over time, or they get the house and it starts paying for itself. And they got the homes.
So Miles, I hear that people say that, oh, if you come to our town, we might be able to get you a lot, just come talk to us. How do you tell people about this so that they really want to go take advantage of it and know that it's there?
We have it on our website. I don't have it very well updated lately, but a lot of the investors know and the rental people know, or somebody comes to just talk to us, me about housing. Where can I build? What's available? It's not too hard, and like I said, when the people from out of state call and just say, we'll take it, no, you want somebody there that's actually going to step up and do something.
You have a lot of local contractors in that build the houses or?
Actually, we have the one that's building the duplexes, the couple duplexes, is a farmer. You know, he's got extra time. That's kind of what he does. Just
And
needs.
that's our problem, is the local contractors are so busy with the different projects.
Right.
That we don't have enough.
Well, like now is just crazy. That's the word I use for the COVID deal that's going on right now. But we have our winery in town can't get employees because they can't find a house.
Right.
Well, our winery is literally wanting to go build a house so they could give it as an incentive to the employee to come work for them. I mean, to me, that's crazy. But that's to the point where we're at now because of housing.
So I was going to ask you one last question. I'm sure you're doing this because you're data-driven. Are you tracking the real estate taxes that you have created in your county since you started?
Nope.
Nope.
Because I don't have to explain it to people anymore, yes, when I go explain it to people, I'll update. You know, like when the slide is built and it says 2 million, it's probably at 2.4 now. But it doesn't matter until I have to do that, and I can actually show that over time. But I dig into the data, but I don't use it as a thing unless I need to.
And last question, go ahead.
You talked about keeping a second priority on the lot. Is that just written into the contract, or how does that work?
Yep, we basically we say the city keeps a second lien on the property until the property is complete on the outside and on the tax roll. And once it is, we will sign the release. Until that point, we still have a lien on the property. If they leave town or they sell it, we get paid back. We don't mind if they sell it because it's good, but at the same time, they have to complete the house in order to do so. Once it's on the tax roll, yep.
I just want to clarify, this is the city doing this or the developer?
This is the city. The CRA actually takes over care of the property.
How does the city give away property?
The CRA can take the Community Redevelopment Authority in the state of Nebraska has to do, yep.
And so, correct me, you have the CRA that can do that for like economic development purposes, and the housing authority is also in operation as well, doing specific housing-related activities.
Yeah, we are labeled the housing agency in Simple City, which handles all the tax credit projects and elderly and handicap housing, which is totally different from this.
Yeah. And we don't really have that quasi-governmental agency for economic development purposes.
Then in this case, offered up to the your development corp in town.
Yes.
You get it passed out of the city, so they don't have the, you don't have to go bid for the property and put it out for bids.
I think a housing redevelopment commission could.
The city could give it to a local housing authority, then they could do something like that.
Yeah. It's just not a separate one for economic development like you have in your state, and Minnesota, another structural change. Let's give him a round of applause again.